it's Lisa. In my last process video, I had a background with this stencil, and I misted it over. It was really, really beautiful, and then I went and covered it up with a lot of photos, and you can still see some of it peeking out. I'm going to do something similar today. Hopefully you'll see a little bit more of the stencil when we're done, because while I have 3 4x6 photos, you're only going to see 2 of them. The way this layout works is I'll have 2 of my photos and they'll flip up or flip over and open up so that you can see what's underneath. So we'll see one of the photos underneath, and then you could put another photo here, or you could put journaling there. So and you have plenty of space underneath also for some additional journaling. So that's the approach that I'm going to take with this photo. So you get 4 4x6s in the space of 2 4x6s. The background will also be stenciled, and I thought it would be interesting to do this very similar to the last one with different colors, and we could see the change just in doing some slightly different things with different colors in the mist. And also we're going to use a little bit of designer paper, and we're going to use some washi tape, a trick that I saw on Pinterest to do with washi tape. So let's have a little fun with this layout. First thing we need to do is to decide on a stencil. This is the one I used on the last layout. It's one of my favorite ones from Crafters Workshop. I think though I'm going to try a different one from Crafters Workshop. This one is really beautiful also. And again, you're not going to see tons of the middle of this. You're mostly going to be seeing the edges, which is pretty similar. There's a little more fancy detail on this one. It's a little bit simpler design here. So let's take this and let's find some mist colors that would work with our photos. Now the look I'm going for here, the other one was very happy and bright and cheerful. It was made up during the photos that were made up during the daytime, maybe afternoon photos at the beach. Sun was shining brightly. There's a little sunshine here in this one, but it's morning time. We're going out to catch the sunrise, and this is one of the sunrise pictures. I don't know if it was taken from that specific day or not. We took tons of sunrise photos on this particular trip. We had beautiful weather the whole time. But I want this to be a little bit softer feel, the early morning feel. I talk about this a lot in the Living Page class, about creating a mood for your page so that when you look at it years from now, you just go back in time instantly. And you can just, everything about your page takes you back to that memory and that particular point in time. So we're going to start with that with the colors, and I'm looking for a little bit softer colors here, a little more nature colors. I'm not looking for the blues and oranges and the more traditional beachy colors. I'm looking for the sand kind of colors, and maybe a little bit of light yellow to go with our sunrise, but I'm really looking for some softer looks. So let me do that first, is pull some mist to go with this. Yeah, I went and pulled some mists. A blue color, a yellow, this gray, tinsel color, and manila. I forgot until I got over to the mist that my favorite neutral clay from Mr. Huey I'm completely out of. I don't even know that I can buy it anymore. I don't think they make these anymore. But I do have some ink pads, so I don't have to use mist with my stencils. I can use inks. So I'm going to just put a little tape down on this to keep it from moving as I rub over it with the Sahara Sand ink. So I'm using some sponges that I get at Stamping Up, and just take the larger sponge and cut it into 4 pieces, and then I keep my sponges in a separate little container right on top of where my inks are. And I prefer this to some of the other ink daubing kind of tools, because I can take the sponge and I can really get down in the crevices of a stencil and get my ink distributed a little bit better. And they're easy to wash up. And I don't wash them that often, but every once in a while I do. So I've got some Sahara Sand ink on a couple of the corners. And we're going to take that tape off so that my mist can cover the whole stencil, starting with a little yellow and a little bit of blue color, just some real soft colors here. And the last one was the Heidi Swap tinsel, which is a gray color. I'm using the Sahara Sand cardstock as the base for these photos. I don't need a lot of this cardstock showing. I just needed something to put my photos on. You could put a fourth photo on this as well, but I've got 3 for this particular layout. And I'm looking for what I want to put on the bottom below the photos. And I pulled out everything. Old mulberry paper, cardstock, vellum, a map there that had South Carolina and the coast and stuff. And just hadn't really decided at this point. But I'm making sure I've got all the mist dried and cleared up, or any excess pulled off of there. And I'm going to go ahead and attach my photos. And I'm using a trick I learned on Pinterest. I will try to find the pin and link it up here so you can see the one that I got this idea from. She had done several photos and done them like a little photo book coming down the page. So her washi tape went horizontally on the page. I'm going to put mine vertically and create this these openings. It's almost like a gate opening. I just had some trouble with my washi tape. It kept tearing on me. But I finally got it on here. And just put a strip down each of the photos, and that will serve as the hinges. So those can open up, and on the inside I can put journaling, more photos, whatever I want to hide underneath there. And I'm going to do that cloud and probably some kind of sun design. And I've got a sticker here, a remember sticker that's really good, and a few other things I'm kind of browsing. Still thinking about the map print down at the bottom. I like that. I'm just not sure this is the right layout for it. But what I'm going to do next is actually get my journaling done. And I thought I would type the journaling up on vellum, and then I could still see some of that pretty design whenever I opened up the 2 photos. So the journaling is done. I have covered it up because it's kind of a little bit personal this time, so you won't see the actual words, but it's typed on an ivory vellum. I get my vellum from Hobby Lobby or any of the craft stores. It's just Hobby Lobby's the closest one to me. At least for now. They're going to move across town, but for the time being they're close by. So, and I'm putting my sticker down there. I again looked at a lot of the stuff to go on the bottom of the page, and I really just like the stickers and to keep it simple and not put a lot of other papers down there. I was going to do some tabs made out of washi tape, and then I realized I had all of these great stickers that came from My Mind's Eye Lost and Found collection, and I'm using some of those to make tabs with. I have one called Noted that I almost put up there, and I felt like, well, I probably just have enough. There's one that has a hole in it, and I'll fill that hole up with a brad before I finish up the layout. I do need some more stuff at the bottom, though. Checking all the boxes in the sticker with a silver pen. Now I want a sun design to go behind the clouds, and I've got some iridescent medium, which is Liquitex, and these are Ranger Perfect Pearls, and I'm just putting a little bit of the mandarin color in with the Liquitex medium, and it's a pretty light peachy color, but I'd like to have just a touch of yellow. I don't have any yellow Perfect Pearls, so I am using some ink. And I'll give it just a little bit of a yellow touch. And here's another Crafters Workshop stencil that makes the prettiest sun design. And we'll just spread a little bit of this on there, and it does have a lot of glistening kind of effect to it. It's going to be a really soft color. The light is shining pretty bright on this. It's hard to see the color, but you'll see some close-ups of the page here at the end. There you can get a little idea of the design that's coming through. And the word smile is one of the chipboard pieces that I had, and I decided to use that for the title rather than to make up another special title for this. I'm adding my clouds with some glossy accents to help those stay on really good. And then we're going to do a few more things down at the bottom with just a few more stickers and embellishments off of the sticker sheets. Going in a different direction than I'd originally planned, where I'd planned to use a lot of paper. But I like the wood clouds, so I'm going to do some other wood veneer. I've got some hearts, and I'm looking for something else to go there on the bottom of the page. I need something a little bit larger, but nothing's really coming to hand. So I dug through my collection a little more. These are some larger pieces, but I'm afraid they're a bit too big. I had a friend who sent me a bunch of chipboard, wood veneer, in addition to all the wood veneer I had. So I'm going to find a few pieces there, and one of the words that I have to put down is daydream, because that kind of goes with my journaling, and another heart down there. So here's a page that went really different from the sketch. I do have my photos where they fold out so that you could have, there's still some glue drying here, so I'm going to handle them very carefully, so that you could have 4 photos if you wanted. You could even put some more photos behind this, but I used this as an area for journaling. And that works really, really well. In my album, I'm just going to put this in a paper page protector and leave it as it is. I know there's journaling behind there, but it's more private. I don't want somebody who's just flipping through to kind of read it anyway. But if you had something where you wanted people to see it, you could cut out your page protector so that this would be easy to access. And I've shown that in other videos. And we'll be doing some more interactive pages next year, so I'm sure this will come up again. But you could do that, but I'm not going to for my situation. So I did stick with that with the sketch, and I put some embellishment right up here above it and some misting in the background, but I didn't do any of the designer paper that I had planned. Instead, I used a lot of stickers, and I used quite a bit of wood veneer. I love wood veneer, but I haven't used it as much lately as I used to, and I thought it really went well with this page in keeping things pretty neutral. And some of this stuff, as I say, up here is still drying, and I don't know if I'm going to need more glue to hold it, but it did create a really pretty page that's soft and subtle. And let me go ahead and get the other page that I did that was very similar to this, with a large misted circular design in the background, and then it had a lot of photos over the top. So this is a 4-photo arrangement, very different. All the photos are visible, a lot of bright colors, still used quite a bit of embellishment, even used some things from the same collection, but you get some very different appearance between the 2 pages. Just by changing up the colors and a little bit about the arrangement, but you get a really different look. And so this is bright, cheery, happy, out there on the beach in the sunshine, enjoying the day. And this is the softer morning light and a little more relaxed and subtle page to it. Still got some, the bold word smile there, and us with some bright smiles that go with it, but still a softer look, because that's kind of how we feel in the morning time. We're happy to be out there, but it's not quite the energy that you have out on a sunny afternoon. So just a really different look. If you like that concept of creating your pages so that they really tell a story when you look at them, you kind of transported back in time to that moment. That's what the Living Page class is all about, and I hope you will check out the description for that. You'll find a link in the description for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and it's getting close to Christmas, so I hope everyone has a happy and safe holiday season.